Welcome to some Roman numeral analysis practice. So the first thing we do anytime we have something to analyze is we want to know the key. Hey, get out of here, you stupid little red line. So in this excerpt, I have one flat in the key signature, which means my key could be one of two things. There are two possibilities for that key. One is a major key, one is a minor key. Now we already know that F major has one flat in it, or D minor has one flat in it. Now, I'm going to suppose for a second that maybe we're in F major. I'm going to look at the starting chord. It's not FAC, but this ending chord is FAC. Whatever note we start on usually can help us. Now, if I were in D minor, I would need to see C sharps in there, and I see absolutely none. So I can be pretty confident of the fact that I am in F major, and I'm going to label my key as such. So now I want to look for every single one of these chords. First chord. So I see A, C, if I can figure out how to read E, there we go. A, C, and E. Now, are A, C, and E members of chords that can be in the key of F major? So I'm going to write out an F scale, and then I'm going to write a triad that corresponds with every single one of those pitches of the F major scale, and A, C, E is the triad that is built on scale degree 3. A is in the base, so I don't have to worry about anything. It's in root position. I can put a small Roman numeral th, and I'm done. All right, let's look at the next chord. So I've got D, A, F, A. So if I stack those really comfortably in thirds, I've got D, F, and A. I'm doing the exact same thing. I can go through and I can figure out the quality of the triad, but what point would there be? I know that if I go through and figure out what scale degree this triad is built on, that, there will always be a quality associated with the triad built on that scale degree. And a major key, the triad built on scale degree 6, will always be of a minor quality. So I'm going to put a minor Roman numeral 6 there. Going on to the next one. Crap. C is not in the base. If this were stacked in thirds, C would be in the base. So I'm going to put the triad within an octave and stack it so that C is in the base. And when I do that, I can see that C is the 5 chord. C, E, G is the 5 chord in this key. So I know I'm dealing with some type of 5, but now I have to figure out the inversion. So I'm going to go through and count my steps, and I've got 6 from the top and 3 from the bottom. Or another way to think about it, of course, is that the third of the chord, when it's in root position, is the one on the bottom, which means I'm in first inversion. Hi, arrow. It's cool that it does that, but really just stop doing that, program, please. Scoot. All right. Nope, not that one. Get out of there. Write that 6-3 right there, which shows me its position. I need to know what chord and its quality and its position. So for the rest of these, I would like you to go through and pause the video, figure these out on your own, and then I'm going to have a quick ending here that's going to show you the answers. Starting back up in 3, 2, 1. Lift off. For something like this, where we have notes that are on the second half of the beat as well as the first half, notice that the B flat and D on the second half are also in the first half, so I don't have to worry about them. B flat, D, and F are all of the pitches happening on that note. I can see that's a 4 chord. If I'm looking at that first one as being the bass, I'm going to call it in first inversion. If I'm looking at the second one, I'm going to call it in root position. I would pick whatever's easiest for right now. We go to this next chord. C, F, A with C on the bottom. I have to go through my process and figure out what position I am in. So I'm going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, and I can see that I am in second inversion for this chord. And so when I write out that it's a 1 chord, I'm going to also include its position, which is second inversion, and the shorthand for that position is to write a 6-4 next to the Roman numeral. Same thing with the next chord. I've got C, E, G with C on the bottom. So that's a piece of cake for me. I've already had one of those. That's a 5 chord, also very typical for that to be the penultimate chord. And at the very end, super easy. I've already seen this one. I've got an FAC, which means I'm a 1 chord in root position, and boom, bam, Bob's your uncle. There is a completed Roman numeral analysis. That is what we're looking for with all of this information. As always, let me know if you have any questions. Otherwise, happy analyzing.